Igbo man who owns a property in Lagos State does so legitimately, Chief Iwanyamu. According to Chief Emmanuel Iwanyamu, the President General of Ohaneze Indigbo, every Igbo individual who owns property in Lagos State has obtained it through legal means. Some Igbo lived in Lagos State before 1914. We have character in Igbo land which makes us different. We have a home, and our home is in eastern Nigeria. Wherever we go, we know we are visitors. We have never gone anywhere to claim their land. Every Igbo man owns property in Lagos does so legitimately. We have not come to preach a sermon that God gave us a land in Lagos. We paid for it. No, is there anything else that needs to be said? Because at this point, you might as well drop mic and walk. Especially when you pay. If you pay for something, do you not think when you I don't know if in Nigeria, I'm sure there is land tax and other taxes from the government and requirement when you're going to own a land. Owning a land just because, especially when in Nigeria, state of origin in any form, even if it's form to whatever, state of origin is always asked for in documents. So when it comes to Igbos doing their businesses in Lagos, and the fact that they would put their state of origin and also be allowed to proceed with whatever they want to do so legitimately, then what is the problem? And I think it shows insecurity of those who actually own their land, because if you own something, you don't have to prove that you own it. You don't have to fight for it. You know you own it, right? But I understand that it can be intimidating to see people do well in your own land. The thing is, what are you doing? Or what are they doing that you're not doing? But it's a thing of in Lagos is just the hub. Even internationally, when you look at Nigeria and you look at businesses and investment, the place most people will research is Lagos, right? You go outside the country, people will think, you're Nigerian. Oh my days, are you from Lagos? That is what people ask you. So Lagos is more than just, it's our land, we own this, we own that. Again, with the culture of the Yorubas in Western Nigeria, no one is fighting about that, right? And everyone is shouting, my land, my land, my land. But it's the same Nigerians that want to jackpot and go to other countries. Imagine you go there and they start telling you, you are not in my land, you are in my land, what are you doing, why are you doing that? No. Because regardless, whether you go there to educate yourself, whether you go there to relocate, whatever the reason is that you relocate for, you will not relocate for free. You will not step into, in quote, another man's land for free. You will pay heavily through your nose for it. Their system will educate you. You'd be integrated into their system and probably end up working for their system because you don't want to be in Nigeria. So why is it that with your own, people, there needs to be this identification for tribe, who owns this, who owns that? And to be honest, I feel like there's no excuse, with the whole tribalism going on, saying that obviously, yes, the government, present government and ruling party used it as a tactic to, create a lot of divide. However, it's really not their fault. Whatever is in you will always come out. A situation either diminishes it or amplifies it. And in this case, politics is the situation and circumstance that brings out the true nature of people. A lot of people have lost friendships and relationships because of, who they support or who they don't support. So is it now something as big as tribe? Come on now. So it's a very useless conversation to have. The conversation to have is honestly how to, enlighten and educate the people to think outside of this local backwards mentality, because this thinking of, oh my days, these people are coming to the land, they are owning the land, is such a backward way of thinking. And those that perpetuate these narratives and ideas, they know what they are doing and they are benefiting from it. So personally, how many people will come out? Anybody else can say the same exact thing. Really and truly, it doesn't matter. If the people choose to think like this, they will think like this. And those that are influential, at the end of the day, you might not like it, but if you don't have influence, you can't really control narratives. So those that are influential and are controlling the narratives will keep doing so unless the people decide, wait, excuse me. So it might just be a thing where Nigerians just need to upgrade their level of thinking whereby whatever the government tries to do, the tactics that they try to, deploy just wouldn't work because the population is there at a certain level. And to be honest, if the population is at a certain high level of thinking and operation, it is highly unlikely that we would have a government that treats us like this and they'll get away with it. That's how I personally think. And so, yes, for those that are tribalists, for those that are bigots, they've been bigots. This situation just amplified it. And this sense of ownership, thinking, we just need to be liberated. We really do. In the bigger sense, in the world, you can talk about it, but within our own selves and within our interaction, we need to be liberated. Because if people are in your government, they aren't leaders. They're hungry. At this point, the level of greed and poverty mindset they have, especially the leaders that are there, it is too much. They are also not enlightened individuals. That is why they can also push narratives like this to the people that they lead. So I think it's such a useless conversation to have. But again, I think the conversation should be having to tell people, especially those that think like this, because I'm sure it's not everyone in Lagos that thinks like this, just to let them know that it's really not that deep. Like, it's really not that deep. And for you to have pride in Lagos, you should have pride in Lagos in the fact that, it's such a self-hating behavior. Because if it's international brands and businesses that are literally milking Nigeria dry and using Nigeria and using Lagos, no one will say anything. But if it's your own people, you fight amongst yourself. It's distraction, because the people that you should even be talking to and saying, oh, why are you coming to our land? And it's the foreign investments from different companies that you don't know of. But your government allows them and gives them permission to, do whatever they want in Nigeria. That is who you should be enemies against, not your own people. But if you think like this, come on. Put what you think in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.